Hey, what's going on, peeps? So, tonight I want to talk about a term I'm coining, because I haven't seen it used yet, called pseudo-OBEs, or pseudo-astral projection. I came up with this concept because, well, it's been happening a lot lately to me. I am rather familiar with intense out-of-body experiences, astral projections into the real-time zone, which means astral projecting, leaving your body and literally being able to turn around and see yourself laying there in real time. I know that sounds, to the layperson, that sounds, well, yeah, that sounds obvious. You leave your body, you would go into the current real reality, right? You would assume. But the thing is, a lot of astral projections, apparently, from my experience, most, a lot, if not most, I end up in the dream world, a parallel universe, parallel reality, whatever, which significantly differs from what you would experience if you were in physical reality. Now, this is different from the fact that when you project into real time zone, you can quite often prove to yourself that this is a very real experience by simply, I guess it's not simple, but you could say go to your neighbor's house and peek in on him, her, whatever. I'm not suggesting anyone do this shit, but you could, in theory, do this. Then give your neighbor a call and say, hey, what were you doing at 12:30 a.m.? And they'll say, oh, I was up getting a midnight snack. Boom, nailed it, right? Hit the head on the nail. If you saw that, it's, unless it's just a crazy ass coincidence, you can be pretty sure, especially with repeated trials, that you are projecting into real time zone. But even when you do that, this has been reported even by Robert Monroe, who started the Monroe Institute, which did extensive research into lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, and all the other stuff that comes with that. He's developed products that help one achieve these states of consciousness too. So that's a great, if you're not familiar with any of this, the Monroe Institute and Robert Monroe are where you probably want to start. That's a great place to start. Because this is coming from a skeptic, atheist. I believe he was an engineer, real scientific kind of dude, that started having these spontaneous OBEs, and he fought tooth and nail for a conclusion that was rational before concluding that this is a real phenomenon. It took him a while. Like, he even was willing to accept that he had a brain tumor, he was going crazy, before accepting that maybe out-of-body experiences are actually what they seem like they are. But but what's interesting is, despite the fact that you are in real time zone, there are reasons to believe that your mind still affects this reality. For example, I've had times where I've left my body into real time zone in my room and looked back and saw out of place objects. Like, no, I didn't go to sleep and that was there. There wasn't a glass of water by my table. My mind actually placed it there in this pseudo reality. I mean, this is all it could be the real reality, but you're just superimposing objects into it or whatnot. But that's not all. I mean, you'll witness someone, say you nail it, like say we'll go back to the scenario where you went to your neighbor's house and peeked in on him at 12:30. You come back, you call him, you say, hey, what were you doing at 12:30? He says, I was up getting a midnight snack, and you actually saw him. And then your next question may be, what were you wearing? Oh, I don't wear much when I sleep. I was just wearing my boxers. However, you saw him in polka dot pajamas. This is the type of shit that will occur. Like, just everything is, you're hitting just to confuse the issue almost. The universe is almost trying to confuse you. But it'll be things like that occur. So that's something that's interesting to look into. But this is happened to all, not all, but I'm saying this is extremely common amongst adept astral projectors, that things like that occur that are out of place or strange. Another possibility here is that it's actually a parallel reality. We're not quite projecting into what we're assuming is real time zone. Perhaps we're projecting into a reality which is linear with our reality, but it's slightly, the butterfly effect. So something slightly different has happened in this reality to cause a ripple effect and change reality altogether. It's basically the same, but there's differences because of that slight change you made, a month ago or a week ago or whatever. I hope that makes sense. So, what I want to talk about is what I am dubbing as pseudo out-of-body experiences. If you can have an out-of-body experience, and you've had an out-of-body experience, anyone that's familiar with dreams knows the dream state is really good at reproducing anything you could experience in normal waking reality. Or rather, it's really good at reproducing any experience at all that you have experienced before. So, why couldn't it reproduce an out-of-body experience? So, and how can you tell the difference between a real one and a pseudo out-of-body experience? That's going to be extremely difficult. But I think it's pretty safe to say that if you've been asleep for a little while and you have an out-of-body experience in the middle of the night, or 10 minutes into 20 minutes, 30 minutes into when you're sleeping, and you project into the dream world as opposed to into real time zone, it's probably safe to conclude that it's not a bona fide, legitimate out-of-body experience. It may be one, it may be a real one, but there would be no way to prove it to yourself or others around you. It feels legit. It feels 100% legit. Last night I had two in a row. Everything about it felt just like a real out-of-body experience. From the paralysis to the buzzing in the body and in the head to a few moments of darkness as I'm rising up out of my body. All of these things were intact and identical to what one would experience in a legit one. Now, how you know it's bona fide is you lay down, you don't fall asleep first, you go into hypnagogic state, you go into paralysis, your body starts buzzing, and you leave the body before falling asleep. That would be a legitimate, 100% legitimate out-of-body experience. I did a visualization and a short ritual. I'm not going to go into what it was here, but it was effective in producing. It was to produce out-of-body experiences. I haven't had one in a long time. I've had quirky, weird, lucid dreams and stuff that were borderline, felt like along the lines of out-of-body experiences, almost the same state of mind, but they weren't the out-of-body experiences I'm familiar with to the T. So, anyway, I did a little ritual to help me produce them last night, and I don't know if I'm successful or was successful or not. This is the second time in recent times that I've had a pseudo out-of-body experience. I had another one a couple months ago, and I've had them before this too. I've had many of them, but 100% legit ones where you project into real time and you can walk around your own town and that sort of thing. I haven't had one in a long time. I've only had one full-blown one like that where it almost felt like an intervention. If it wasn't something else pulled me out of my body and helped me with it. That's what it seemed like anyway. Anyway, yeah, pseudo-OBEs. What do you guys think? Have you experienced these? Are they legitimate? And when you do have them, for all you adepts out there, is there a way to convert them into real time zone? Can you go back to your body, re-project, but this time into real time zone? Is that possible? Alright guys, thought I'd just share my experience with this quirky, weird phenomenon. Take it easy.